morning. Welcome. "200 million years ago, long before we walked the earth, it was a world of cold-blooded creatures and dull color, a kind of terrestrial sea of brown and green. There were plants, but their reproduction was a tenuous game of chance. They released their pollen into the wind, into the water, against the staggering improbability that it would reach another member of their species. No algorithm, no swipe, just chance. But then, in the Cretaceous period, flowers appeared and carpeted the world with astonishing rapidity, because in some poetic sense, they invented love. Once there were flowers, there was fruit. That transcendent alchemy of sunlight into sugar. Once there was fruit, plants could enlist the help of animals in a kind of trade. Sweetness for a lift to a mate. Animals savored the sugar and fruit, converted them into energy and proteins, and a new world of warm-blooded mammals came alive. Without flowers, there would be no us. No poetry, no science, no music. Darwin could not comprehend how flowers could emerge so suddenly and take over so completely. He called it an abominable mystery. But out of that mystery, a new world was born, governed by greater complexity and interdependence and animal desire, with the bloom as its emblem. So come, let us gather together. Let us gather together flowers. Come, let us worship together. This is our flower service, which you probably can tell because there's flowers here. And this is an all ages service, so everyone is expected to stay in this room for the rest of our time together. Our nursery is open for our littlest people. We have tables with all kinds of fun crafting activities at the back, and those are not just for children, so grown-ups, if that's what you need, please do that too. And keep track of the people that you brought with you today. Our church board has selected their officers for the church year. The president of the Board of Trustees is Elizabeth Huff-Willis. The vice president is Julie Schneeberger. And the secretary is Tim Kiefer, continuing in that role. Today, after the service, we will have our reception for our beautiful art wall. So this is a moment to pause and appreciate this art with some light snacks. Next Saturday at 2 p.m. is the memorial service for Ellie Killinger here in the Commons. All are invited to come remember and celebrate her life. And next Sunday is the beginning of our summer services. From next Sunday through Labor Day, our services will shift. I call these services a bit lower in production values and higher in intimacy. So most weeks, People's People will share a reflection and invite people to participate in small group conversation on a theme. And summer services are both a great way to get to know and be known by others in our community. For the children, we have a fun one-room schoolhouse style program with lots of time outside. We do need a few more folks to help out with the summer program for the children, so please sign up in the weekly email or let me know and I can direct you to the right person. And now we have an announcement related to the upcoming White Elephant sale. We're going to just take him to the back room right now and then move the stuff.
Morning, morning, morning. Sharon!
We had the opening of people bringing things in, and let me tell you, there are some exciting things coming in.
Can you give an example?
Well, like this basket right here, a really good.
A picnic in a basket. Who wouldn't want that? Well, so a lot of clever people in the congregation here have come up with uses for a single ski, but this is not the kind of thing we want you to bring to the White Elephant Sale. Not only a single ski, but any skis at all. What we have found is that people don't want to buy skis. They don't want to buy ice skates. Maybe it's the time of year. Now, some people, like Rachel Baer, is interested in purchasing a pair of cross-country skis from somebody here. So if you've got that, Rachel is back there. She's back there. She's laughing hilariously. Don Miller had a suggestion that the ski resorts have like an exchange at the beginning of the ski season. So if you're interested in exchanging your skis, be they cross-country or downhill, that's the place to do it. Not at our White Elephant Sale, thank you. Not even Goodwill wants them, so. And boots, don't bring your boots. Because they won't fit anybody, nobody will try them on, and the chances are they won't fit the skis that you have at home. You'll have to get new bindings. Sharon?
So what about, I have this bullet and it works. I just don't know where the stuff is. But this should be okay, right? Because it works.
Well, yeah, no.
So if you don't have everything, please don't bring it. And a bonus, if you don't really know what happens is when you bring your stuff, there's a group of us that take all your stuff out of the boxes. We sort it. If there's something like this, we plug it in. If it's dirty, we clean it up, but please try not to bring the dirty stuff. And then the day of the sale, we have to take it all back outside, and then anything that doesn't sell has to go to Goodwill. So don't bring stuff like this because we just know it's going to end up in Goodwill. Then the other thing is this is really, really cool, and we're saying bring it, but some of us don't have pets, and we don't know what it is. So if you have something like this, can you put a little sticky note and say, this is we kind of figured out it has to do with an animal because of the tag. But if you brought this, could you please tell somebody what it is so we know, so we can sell it?
And there will be people accepting your donations. You can tell them there too, and we'll put a little note on it explaining things. Yes, Sharon.
Tim, I know not everybody has things to bring. What else can they do to help?
They can help on the day of the sale. Any kind of help.
But what does Rick need tomorrow?
Rick needs tomorrow because Rick doesn't have the knees he used to. He needs somebody to jump in and out of his vehicle to put up signs around town. So he's doing that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. So if you have any availability, check out the sign-up lists in the lobby. They're also online.
After church, so come and see me and sign up, please. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Shining bright. Come let us all bloom together in one garden. A carnival of fragrance and delight. at each other. We ask and tell, we don't just turn away. We give attention to every bud and blossom. Let every face come grace the grand bouquet. Mine is the church where everybody's welcome. I know it's true, 'cause I got through the door. We are a dazzling bouquet of every kind of flower. Jump in the vase, we've got space for more. Our demons keep trying to divide us. They document their lies to make them true. Today we're freed from our judging and excluding. Look around, enjoy the lovely view. Mine is the church where everybody's welcome. I know it's true, 'cause I got through the door. We are a dazzling bouquet of every kind of flower. Jump in the vase, we've got space for more. Well, mine is the church where everybody's welcome. I know it's true, 'cause I got through the door. We are a dazzling bouquet of every kind of flower. Jump in the vase, we've got space for more. Jump in the vase, we've got space for more.
I now invite our chalice lighter to come forward. Our chalice lighting words this morning come from Thomas Rhodes. All of us are beautiful. We come in a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes. Some of us grow in bunches. Some of us grow alone. Some of us are cupped inward, and some of us spread ourselves wide. Some of us are old and dried and tougher than we appear. Some of us are still in bud. Some of us grow low to the ground, and some of us stretch up to the sun. Some of us feel like weeds, sometimes. Some of us carry seeds, sometimes. Some of us are prickly, sometimes. Some of us smell. And all of us are beautiful. What a bouquet of people we are. So in addition to our chalice flame burning here at People's Church, we have people with us on Zoom who have kindled flames at the Garden Home at Friendship Village. And two there, one in Parkview Hills, one in the Millwood neighborhood, and Marshall, Michigan, and in Concord Place Apartments. What a gift to be all together, even when we're not in the same place. I'm now going to invite the children forward for a conversation, and this is a perfect moment if you have flowers that are not yet in this dazzling bouquet to get them there, or to give them to one of the children who is coming forward, and then we'll get them there on your behalf. Hello, hello. Thanks for being here today. Oh, look at all these beautiful flowers. So, I'm so glad you're all with us today. And the thing I want to do with my time with you today is kind of Do you guys ever have to do like same and different exercises at school, compare and contrast, where you think of things that are similar and things that are different about some objects? Okay, I'm seeing some nods. You guys have done this before. So I've got this object, which is kind of a bundle of rods. And then we have this table full of flowers. What is the same about them? Mara? What? I'm sorry. Oh, the table has legs, and those legs kind of look like these rods? Yeah? What about you?
They're in a bunch.
They're in a bunch, that's true. They're the same because they're different. Oh, that's really, okay, we're gonna have to sit with that. Ollie, what about you?
That's it. I don't remember.
You don't remember.
And I remember that because the table has some circles around them.
There are circles.
It is good.
There are circles on the table, and this is kind of in a circular shape. Any other ideas? How are these similar? No? Okay. How are they different? What do you think?
That one's more colorful.
That one is more colorful. The flowers are less boring. Okay. Anything else? Ollie?
Lemon Ollie is a table.
Okay. Yeah, there's more flowers on the table?
Yep.
Yeah. What about you? What do you think?
There's a
This one has a rubber band. Maybe there's a bouquet with a rubber band, but maybe not. I can't really tell. What about you?
That one's bigger.
That one is much bigger than this. So I got out this bundle of rods because this is a very old symbol for one way of being a community. The word for this kind of bundle of rods is fasces. And have you guys ever heard people talk about fascism? Yeah, some of you have. Yeah, you've heard me talk about fascism? Yeah. And fascism is a way of running a group or a country that thinks that the strength comes from being the same, like this. And everyone should be the same, and the government should try to make everybody be the same. Usually with force or power, sometimes with violence. And so this is one way of thinking people should be, all pretty much the same. But at our church, we think people should be like that table over there. All kinds of different things, and maybe even more beautiful. So the old word for this kind of stick is fasces, and that's where fascism comes from. And that is a table full of flowers. And it is our practice when we do this flower service to remember that the people who created it, that first community of Unitarians in Prague, many of them fought for anti-fascist ideas, that we should be diverse and generous and all kinds of people in a dazzling bouquet. And we get to continue that legacy. That is part of our story as Unitarian Universalists. So I will keep telling part of this story as we keep going, but I want us to remember that we're trying to be like the crazy bouquets over there, and not so much like the bundle of sticks. You hate it? Which part do you hate?
My favorite meal was the service ramen one, and the evilest one different.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about that more later, okay? Okay. I am going to invite you all to go back to wherever you came from in this room. And thank you for helping me have this conversation and teach these grown-ups a little bit.
Come on, let's go. Get on your feet.
Today, we get to formally welcome a few more people into our dazzling bouquet of People's Church. We're having a quick new member recognition moment. So it is our practice of hospitality here to welcome people as best we can the way they want to be welcomed, which means many people want to join our church without fanfare, and a few people want the public recognition, and we welcome all of that. Being a member of People's Church means you take a role in shaping the congregation's future by voting on our most important decisions and possibly, if you feel so called or so nominated, becoming a leader of the congregation. Membership is open to all who are 16 years or older and in alignment with our purpose here. Many people choose to join the church within a year or two of attending, but people join much quicker or slower than that. People that move at their own pace, and we welcome that. So now I will name our newest members who want public recognition. They will select a chalice from this table. Tim Kiefer from the Board of Trustees will then help them light the chalice from our main chalice. And then Julie Schneeberger, also of the Board of Trustees, if she's back here, she is back here, okay, will lead us all in reciting the Bond of Union. So this is my moment where I get to feel like I'm a host on The Price is Right and call some people down. So Brenda and John Ortega, come on down. And Patricia Gantz, come on down.
That we'll be reading together, and I'll be leading. Yep. As soon as he does that, yep. Earnestly desiring to develop in ourselves and in the world honest, reverent thought, faithfulness to our highest conception of right living, the spirit of love and service to all people, and allegiance towards all the interests of morality and religion, as interpreted by the growing thought and purest lives of humanity, we join ourselves together, hoping to help one another in all good things and advance the cause of pure and practical religion in the community. We base our union upon no creed test, but upon the purpose herein expressed, and welcome all who wish to join us to help establish truth, righteousness, and love in all the world.
You can go back to your seats. You can also blow out the candle if that's easier. This doesn't have to be like an You get to keep those if you want. Okay. If you don't want, that's fine too. People are generous people. And this generosity takes many forms. One of the ways we practice generosity here is once a month, we send out our offering baskets to support an organization in our community who is doing good and important work. So today we are collecting our offering in support of the YWCA Kalamazoo, and Jessica is here to tell us a little bit about their work. I invite you all to give as generously as you are able.
Hello. Thank you so much in advance for your generous donations. I'm Jessica Glynn. I'm the Vice President of Victim Services at YWCA Kalamazoo, where I have the privilege of overseeing all of our programs that support survivors of domestic and sexual violence and anti-trafficking work. YWCA Kalamazoo, for those of you who are unfamiliar, our mission is to eliminate racism and empower women. All of our programs imbue this mission and this purpose. We have a robust victim services program that offers 24-hour crisis support to survivors in need of help. We have we actually started the first shelter for survivors of domestic and sexual violence way back in the 70s. And we currently operate the only comprehensive program for trafficking survivors in the state that serves all gender identities and all forms of trafficking. We support the Cradle Initiative that addresses the racial disparities in birth outcomes, and we have a reproductive justice fund that supports both abortion services but also gender-affirming care. Very early on in this administration, within the first 3 days, we received a stop work order that interrupted our critical funding for survivors and immediately put people's lives in peril. And I want to give you some concrete things that People's Church has already done to support the work that we do. So, Reverend Rachel is both a neighbor and a friend. In addition to our Reverend, I'm a more occasional churchgoer than my daughter Lucy, who you all may see more frequently than any other member of our family. But Rachel reached out and said, how can we be of help? We have something called the Resistance and Resilience Fund that is meant to support people and individuals, specifically immigrants, in their time of need. And over the last year, I have called Reverend Rachel, or reached out, when we have, in particular, an immigrant survivor who otherwise will not be served. So we had an immigrant survivor of domestic violence who was fleeing her abusive spouse and had found housing for herself. But because of the special conditions that are now written into federal funding, we could not support her in that moment and her child. And so People's People came forward through your Resistance and Resilience Fund, and you paid for her rent. Another moment came last fall when we had a very young survivor of labor trafficking who had been trafficked at the border, and then found his way to what was supposed to be safety with a distant family member in Kalamazoo. Instead, he found himself trafficked, working nearly 20 hours a day in cleaning many of our area hospitals. And we needed to find a way where he could meet family back east and be safe. And so one of our staff members courageously was going to shepherd him through, but because of his status, it was not safe to put him on an airplane. And it was not safe to have this young man travel by himself. And so again, I called on People's People, and I called Reverend Rachel, and I said, I need train fare. And I need a night of hotel, and I have nowhere else to pull from. And you came through again. And so I want to offer to you that in this moment, in this very dark moment in our nation's history, in our history, where we could be further isolated, and this work gets very lonely. I've been a human rights attorney for 20 years. And I have never experienced anything like I have the last year and a half. And there have been moments where I have not known where we are going to go from here. And in those moments, to have a person to call and a community to call on to help our most vulnerable community members has been a solace. And so thank you for all you do. Thank you for resisting and being so resilient. And I'm grateful to be part of this community. And thank you for taking Lucy in to all the slumber parties and all the game nights. And thank you so much for your generous donations today.
Many drops are in the ocean deep and wide. Sunlight bounces off the ripples to the sky. What to give you, what to call you, who am I? I am empty, time flies from me, what is time? Dreams eternal, fears infernal, haunt my heart. What to give you, what to call you, oh my God. Mother Spirit, Father Spirit, take our hearts, take our breath and let our voices sing our parts. Take our hands and let us work to shape our art.
Please join me in giving thanks. From the countless gifts we each have been given, gifts of life and love and sustenance, we bring these small portions to share in the works of love which none of us can accomplish alone. This is a community that supports one another. One of the ways we do this is when we gather, we take time to share the joys and sorrows and important milestones in our lives. If you have something you wish to share with our gathered community this morning, if you're on Zoom, I invite you to type it into the chat box. If you're here with us in person, I invite you to come forward, place a stone in our bowl of water, and then if you so choose, speak briefly and remember to tell us your name. A few more stones now for all of the joy and sorrow we're holding quietly in our hearts today, those in our wider community and our wider world. Sources of reason and radiance, sources of courage and compassion, keep watch with those who work or watch or weep this day. May the suffering be soothed. May the weary find rest. May the sick be tended. May the dying and those who love them find peace. May the joyous be shielded. And may all of us know we are wrapped in a love that surrounds us always, a web that connects us to all that exists.
By Thich Nhat Hanh. Waking up this morning, I smile. 24 brand new days, 24 brand new hours before me. I vow to live fully in each moment and to look at all beings with eyes of compassion. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in, and breathing out, I know I am breathing out. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in, and breathing out, I know I am breathing out. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. And breathing out, I know I am breathing out. Breathing in, my breath grows deep. And breathing out, my breath grows slow. Breathing in, my breath grows deep. And breathing out, my breath grows slow. Breathing in, my breath grows deep. And breathing out, my breath grows slow. Breathing in, I dwell in the present moment. And breathing out, I know that this is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, I dwell in the present moment. And breathing out, I know that this is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, I dwell in the present moment. And breathing out, I know that this is a wonderful moment. In this moment, in this time, in this place, with these people, may we breathe in love and peace and kindness and compassion. And when we leave this place today, may that love and that peace and that compassion and that kindness emanate out from us into every place we go and every one we meet. May our steps resonate with loving kindness and compassion and peace and justice with every step we take, with every breath we take, with mindfulness of the precious present moment, and with love. Blessed be.
Find a stillness, hold a stillness, let the stillness carry me. Find the silence, hold the silence, let the silence carry me. In the Spirit, by the Spirit, with the Spirit giving power, I will find true harmony. Seek the essence, hold the essence, let the essence carry me. Let me flower, help me flower, watch me flower, carry me. In the Spirit, by the Spirit, with the Spirit giving power, I will find true harmony.
Too many to count. My father hands me the bucket and scissors and tells me to go cut peonies, white, pink, magenta, Tightly balled and slightly unfurled, they've multiplied like crazy on the slope behind his house. Long ago, Dad taught himself to garden out of books. My childhood was fat with exulted over tomatoes, blueberry bushes covered with cheesecloth, and a zillion zucchinis, which caused an outbreak of zucchini bread, zucchini muffins, and ill-fated zucchini pizza crust, inciting both my brothers to go on a zucchini strike that has lasted to this day. But these peonies, God must have been a little stoned when she dreamed them up. Not stopping with one petticoat or two, but piling layer upon layer until even the exhausted bees surrender to excessive lingerie. I stuff the bucket with clothes buds and half-open blooms showing their lacy knickers, and trudge back up the steep, sloped hill to the house, leaving behind a glowing field of peonies, too many to count. Like my father's myriad kindnesses over the decades, pots of soup, loaves of home-baked bread, hours of earnest listening, all offered with the same voluptuous generosity. As now, when he takes the laden bucket from my arms and tells me to divide the bounty into smaller bunches so he can distribute them among the neighbors. Manifesto of Fragility, Terraform. In the Grand Tetons, on the shores of Jenny Lake, a ranger is giving a talk. You can gently feel and bond with the lichen. She is stroking the side of a tree trunk. The little things in our ecosystem, she says. And these days, our ecosystem is basically a Yiddish resistance song. Wir wollen sie überleben. We will outlive them. Since there are critically endangered orcas harassing ships, biting at rudders, and even sinking yachts off the Iberian coast. Scientists shun the word attack for these encounters, claim it's not aggression, but most likely the killer whale's playing, finding pleasure, like the female sea otter in Santa Cruz accosting surfers, committing longboard larceny. The otter was shredding, caught a couple of nice waves, said a 16-year-old dude whose board was commandeered by that otter at Cowell's Beach. Multiple attempts have been made to capture her, none successful. And in the Netherlands, magpies and crows are turning hostile architecture into homes, constructing cyberpunk nests from anti-bird spikes, strips of sharp metal pins meant to keep them from perching on buildings. I'm definitely rooting for the birds. They're fighting back a bit, said the Dutch biologist studying the phenomenon. Never mind the record wildfire season in Canada that made the weather forecast on my phone, no matter what state I was in, just smoke. The unprecedented heat domes across the US all summer, the ocean in Miami at 100 degrees, sparking coral reef bleaching and a massive die-off. Before we went out west, every night I walked a path around Tideman's Pond, getting dived bombed by red-winged blackbirds, which is so common during nesting season, the local paper offers advice. Make eye contact, run for cover, wear a hat or a bike helmet when you go out on foot. The ranger is still talking about lichen. They colonize harsh environments, infiltrate and wedge apart pieces of rock, serve as food in times of stress for mammals, including humans. Birds use lichen for nest building. Lichen are possibly the oldest living thing on Earth. We will outlive them. Wir werden sie überleben. The Jews who made up that resistance song on the spot were Polish, murdered by the SS in Lublin in 1939, ordered to sing their own execution. They all died against a barbed wire, but their song lived on. And in the prairie restoration area, despite the drought, despite the shrinking footprint of the pond, the ground is still bursting with a riot of purple and yellow and white. Cup plants, plume thistles, bee balms, bergamots. Resistance is struggle against impossible circumstance, refusal, the will to survive in the face of annihilation. It can also be the surviving remnant enacting revenge. The dictionary offers sample sentences. They have shown a stubborn resistance to change. Government forces were unable to crush the resistance. The troops met heavy resistance as they approached the city. He went underground and joined the resistance. In the story about the Jews of Lublin, no one sang until one person began.
I apologize for the tonal shift. If you will find some height where you are, the song goes kind of high. Do your best. Spring has now unwrapped the flowers. Day is fast reviving. Life in all her growing powers. Toward the light is striving. Gone the iron touch of cold. Winter time and frost time. Seedlings working through the mold. Now make up for lost time. Herb and plant that winter long slumbered at their leisure, now be stirring green and strong, find in sooth their pleasure. All the world with beauty fills, gold the green enhancing, flowers make glee among the hills, set the meadows dancing.
Our flower ritual that we are doing today is just over 100 years old, which makes it older than most of the rituals we do here at church. It's not as old as our Bond of Union, which people have committed to since the 1890s, with only some slight editing. But it's older than sharing joys and sorrows the way we do. And it's older than the chalice itself. That was a symbol in the 1940s and a ritual object by the 1980s. It's older than our water service, which begins our program year, which also began in the 1980s. Just over 100 years ago, our flower ritual was created in Prague, in Eastern Europe, at the Unitarian church there, created by Norbert and Maya Čapek, the minister and his spouse. One spring day, they invited everyone to bring flowers to church. They did, and then a joyful, chaotic bouquet was created, a metaphor for their community of seekers. And then everyone took home a flower as a reminder that we both contribute and receive in our church community. And the ritual was meaningful, so they did it again and again and again. And then, after years of doing this ritual, they needed it even more. So at that time, fascism was rising in their part of the world. German Nazis to the north and Italian fascists to the south, both driven by the idea that there should only be certain kinds of people, only certain ways to be a person, that bundle of sticks that is uniform. And that using state power to enforce rigid ideas about how to be a person, and punish or kill anyone who does not fit. And the Prague Unitarians continued their flower ritual, a festival of diversity and pluralism and difference and generosity. A recognition that in beautiful chaos, growth and change and learning and love are possible. A ritual reminder that our strength as a community comes not from our uniformity, but our generosity. A reminder to be as extravagant as peonies given to good neighbors. We will outlive them. The song rang out from the Jewish resistance of Lublin, Poland. Norbert Čapek did not outlive the Nazis. He was killed by them in a concentration camp. He's one of our Unitarian martyrs. But his wife Maya did outlive them. She spent most of the Second World War in North America, fundraising for Czech refugees, trying to get them out and keep them as safe as she could. She stayed in North America, and while she was there, she shared this flower ritual, this joyful chaos in Unitarian communities. And now it happens in nearly every Unitarian Universalist community, sometime in the spring, depending on when things are in bloom. So in a profound way, both of the Čapeks outlived the regime that killed Norbert, because their rituals continue to inspire us. Their teachings have lived. So in this moment, when fascism is again rising around us, this ritual reminds us to commit and recommit to our values of pluralism, diversity, generosity. That life is actually in the beautiful chaos. Pluralism is the P in our jet pig, our mascot that helps us remember our values. And we celebrate that we are all sacred beings, diverse in culture, experience, and theology. We covenant to learn from one another in our free and responsible search for truth and meaning. We embrace our differences and commonalities with love, curiosity, and respect. So here, we know that each of us is sacred, whole and holy as we are, and differences are a source of strength. We don't aspire to sameness. We aspire to this sort of table. And we know, just as the resistance in Lublin knew, just as the Čapeks knew, that we will outlive them. Pluralism and love will win. The fascists are bound to lose, as Woody Guthrie reminds us. So these particular flowers, we know, will wither in a handful of days, despite our best efforts. And our lives will wither within a handful of decades. But the values that we make real in this ritual will outlive us all as we share them and pass them on beyond ourselves. May it be so. May we make it so. And amen. So now it is time for our flower ritual. So this is our stage directions portion. You're invited to come up from the side aisle. So there'll be 2 lines coming to the center table. I want the person in front of you in line to pick out the flower for you. This is a way we remember that we don't always get what we want when we come here, but we might just get what we need. And if you are very particular about what you want to receive, you have my full permission to point it out or to ask for what you want, right? You don't have to just accept whatever's coming your way. And then you'll go back to your seats through the center aisle. If you're with us on Zoom, I'm sorry we don't have the technology to send you a flower, but I do invite you to put a word of blessing or 2 in our Zoom chat for everyone who's with you in that way, and I can also share them with the group too. And yeah, as you give a flower, say a word or 2, like hope or love or strength, to the person you're handing your flower to who's behind you in line. And And I know sometimes people start rushing off for the coffee or whatever, but we have a good finale this year. It's not just me rambling a little bit more. So stay in the room. You don't want to miss it. And come forward and receive flowers. Do you have one you really want? Okay, of course.
You kind of made it.
I know. Wishing you joy.
I can't rock those.
That's okay.
Thank you.
Wishing you fun. Oh, wishing you peace. our Zoom congregation offered us all some words and some flowers: abundance, resilience, equanimity, humor, and empathy. And while it's beautiful for the metaphor that there's more than we need here, I do invite anybody who wishes to take some of these flowers home, because they will look sad if they sit here until Tuesday morning when we clean them up. And for our final words of blessing today, we have Don Miller. So as many of you know, Don often spends his time with the youth of this congregation and often writes them a blessing as they bridge into adulthood. And because of demographics, we didn't have any bridging youth this year. And I was really sad to not get a Don Miller blessing. And so I asked him to bless all of us, which he's going to do now. And then we will sing ourselves out like we sing out the children most Sundays.
A flower service blessing 2026. May this blessing weave in and out of our goodbyes. Let its wisdom touch the spaces between us, reminding us that our differences make us strong and beautiful. That is to say, may our rattled lives shimmer and call out to our broken neighborhoods, our broken nation, our broken world. Come. Come be a part of this blessing, this balm that knows itself best in the melody of song that we all sing of one another, for one another, and that knows itself best as a bridge across our grief and our fears. May we take with us a light of truth, this warmth of community, and the fire of service until we may meet again. May it be so.